Sorry guys, I have to hit record and then share screen. Okay. So what can you see, Terry? Can you tell me? Can you see that slide? Can you see yourself?
Hold on.
Dawn, what can you see?
I see your slide. Well, on the
I see the slide.
Okay.
And then in the middle, I see the slide.
Okay, great.
Oh, I just saw you, Cheryl.
Sorry guys, just a second. I'm trying to get my little mouse back so I can minimize. There, okay. Okay, all right. We're ready to rock and roll. Well, thank you for joining me. If you all want to mute yourself, that would be awesome. And I will get going. You please feel free to ask questions as I'm talking. You don't have to wait till the end, but if you want to, that's fine too. But if you want to ask questions, just unmute yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to roll through the slides and then we can open it up for questions at the end. And we've got the next hour, so we'll see how long it takes all of us, and my goal is to get all your questions answered. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Erin, your high performance mindset strategist. I'm a psychologist as well, and we're going to be talking about the psychology of selling on Facebook with no spamming allowed. So I always like to say I'm a hashtag recovering spammer. Forgive me, I knew not what I was doing. But for many years, I did it wrong. But over the years, I did create quite a following on Facebook, even doing it wrong. So you are gonna get some amazing pro tips here on how to actually use Facebook in a way that's gonna attract clients to you in a non-salesy way where people are going to be saying, I want to learn more about what you're doing. Could I possibly partake in that? Could you tell me more? And it's a really fun way to do business. And one caveat that I want to say is, this is not something that you're going to build overnight. So I do not by any pretense say that you're going to do these things and overnight you're going to have 12 new customers and a huge following. It does take time. And here's what I know. If you don't have a following yet, you have to start somewhere. Like, no one comes out of the womb and is granted a following. Okay. No one is given in a family trust, a Facebook following. Everyone who has a following had to start with nobody and build it. And so you're going to learn strategies that are going to help you build that faster and more effectively. And in the new age of really what Facebook is wanting, you're going to learn how to navigate in a way where your stuff's actually going to get seen. So you're not going to have to waste your time. So over the next 4 weeks, we're going to meet here Mondays at noon. Week 1, today we're going to talk about creating and developing your personal brand and why that's so important. We're going to talk about what attraction marketing is. That's really what you're going to be learning here. And we're going to talk about what you should post and how often, etc. Week 2, we're going to talk about the Facebook Live and the power of video and why we need to be doing videos and how to do a Facebook Live effectively. And really, we don't want to be left behind. This is where it's at. Pretty much 80% of social media is going to be on video and Facebook Live over the next year. So we want you part of that. We don't want you to be left behind. And week 3, we're going to talk about this probably each week, but we're really going to dive into the algorithm. And what that just means is there's an algorithm full of hundreds of thousands of data points that Facebook uses to tell people which posts are seen by whom and which posts you get to see. And there are millions and millions of people on Facebook, so Facebook has to decide somehow which of those millions of posts you see and who sees yours. And so we're going to talk about how working with that algorithm, what I'm going to teach you, you're not going to have to worry about that. You're not going to have to worry about the algorithm. Doesn't that sound exciting? And we're going to talk about how we can actually play around with the algorithm and increase your engagement. So there's a reason why people see my posts, and I want to teach you why. we're going to talk about especially Facebook Messenger. And because Facebook Messenger is actually a whole different social media platform. It's owned by Facebook, but it's not Facebook. There are two different platforms, and what you do over on Facebook Messenger tells Facebook what to do. Who knew? Okay, so we're going to talk a lot about that. It's like so good, so good. And then week 4, we're going to wrap it all up, and we're going to talk about why are we doing all this? We're doing this to convert all of our engagement into actual sales and leads and team and business. Okay? Okay, so giving us kind of an umbrella view of what we're doing here. When we think about growing our business, we need to build our following. And to build your following, you need to build your personal brand. So John Maxwell is the world's #1 leadership coach. He's coached more leaders. He's the guru. And he defines leadership as influence. And influence is simply your ability to have others follow you. So if you are a leader, it means that you can generate this following of people that want to get in line to be with you, hang out with you, buy services from you, learn from you. That's what's called influence. And if you think about people that have huge influence, they literally, if Oprah said, I don't know why, but I think you should put this purple sticker on your forehead and you might lose 3 pounds, there are people that would go and buy a purple sticker from her. That's influence. That's leadership. And we're going to talk about how you grow that on Facebook. And I want you to really think about, from this point forward, that you, no matter what business you're representing or owner of or are part of, you are building your own brand, not your company's brand, not your network marketing brand, not your business name, not your realtor's name. You are a part of them, but you are building your personal brand. People are going to do business with people they know, like, and trust, and that's you. Okay? So, in order, this is very, seems super self-explanatory and obvious, but in order to sell and enroll in life and on Facebook, one, you have to have people's attention. And the way to get attention on Facebook is you have to become an expert. We're going to talk about what that means by adding content and value regularly. So this is why this is not built overnight. But if you add value to people's lives enough times over a long enough period of time, people might then enroll with you, buy from you, partner with you. They might. But you got to earn that influence by adding so much value to them, and you got to add value, you got to have their attention. So you got to show up. So we know they have to know, like, and trust you, and we're going to talk about how to do that. So this is what I mean by create an expert status. Let's just define that first. Here's the good news. You're all an expert at what you do. So I want you just to declare it and realize that an expert, there's a couple definitions of it really in kind of the mainstream world. And one is, more than 80% of people in any given room. So if you look at everyone on Zoom today, you're the expert in real estate. I'm the expert in psychology. Okay, we've got experts in everything that you do. Another idea is more, just 1% more than the person sitting next to you, that they will look up to you. So I am not the best business coach in the world, but maybe I'm 5 years ahead of someone who's just starting their business. I have lots of value to offer that person because I'm 5 years in. I have a coach that might be 5 years ahead of me. My coach is just 1 year ahead of me, but she's 20 years ahead of me in terms of sales coaching experience. So that's an expert, okay? Now, you also could become an expert if you add value, content, information frequently enough. So I'm going to give you the example of Emeril Lagasse. So many people know who that is, a famous chef, right? And if I were to ask, by all intents and purposes, is he the best chef in the world? He probably isn't. There's probably some French dude or dudette over in France that's won the award for the best chef, right? But Emerald is top of mind because Emerald has put himself in front of us over enough times, over a long enough period of time. Okay? So that is the kind of expert status you can acquire and really want to be working towards on Facebook. So I met someone yesterday at a networking function, no, Friday, sorry. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm coming to your event. I've seen you all over Facebook. Well, it's not because I'm the best. It's just because I show up and add value a lot over a long enough period of time, and I'm consistent. And you become top of mind, and that's what you want. You want to become the top of mind expert, okay? So attraction marketing, some of you might know what this is. It's not new. Attraction marketing has been around since marketing's been around. It's been around since the beginning of time, right? Attraction marketing simply is, I'm going to create curiosity around what I'm doing. It's kind of the opposite of direct marketing. It's a very passive way of marketing, but a direct marketing is, this is my drink. It has this inside of it. It has these vitamins and blah, blah, blah. You should drink it for these reasons. Attraction marketing is, want to know what I've got in my special little cup here, you know, energy all day. Let me know if you know, it creates curiosity. Okay. In these times of digital marketing, where information is available to everybody at any time, you can Google anything, consumers are much more savvy, so to speak. So we have to do more to get people's attention. It's not enough to just tell people why our stuff is so amazing, okay? So, and people are, you know, really generally speaking, kind of turned off to this commission breath that you can have, especially on Facebook, of having a sale today, or do this, or sign up with me, or do you need a realtor, sign up with me, right? Like, that's not going to cut it anymore, okay? So I want you to think of your main job is to create curiosity. Like, that's your main job. Add enough value and create curiosity. I want you to think of your Facebook page, and for all intents and purposes right now, we're kind of talking about our personal pages. Some of you, we might be talking about our business pages. I don't want you to get hung up there yet. I'll help you decide, you know, which one you're landing on most. But I want you to think of those Facebook pages as your own personal sitcom or TV channel. And every time you post, it's like an episode. So if we think of like an episode of Friends, you know, we know we're going to get there. We're going to learn about Phoebe and Ross and Rachel and Monica, right? And every so often there's a commercial. And if we think about, you know, what would happen if every time we tune in there was a commercial, none of us would be watching Friends anymore. So we all know those friends, and some of us might have been them, that every post we post is this like cue to do business with us, or it's something that we're selling or promoting. And we're going to try to stop that, okay? We're going to stop the infomercials, and we're going to create, every post is like this glimpse into your personal brand, okay? So let's think of what your personal brand is. Your personal brand is literally you. If you want to think about, what are the things I'm known for? What are the things I'm super jazzed about? What would, you know, if I lined up my 3 to 5 best friends and I said, in 3 words, what 3 words best describe me? My friends are going to say kind of the same thing. That's my personal brand. And if you don't know what your personal brand is, it's probably just because you're swimming in the water. So like fish don't know they're swimming in the water they're swimming in. That's because they're swimming in it. So you all have a personal brand. You don't have to create a personal brand. You might want to start creating it if you're kind of new to this landscape. But really, what are those 3 words that describe you, or 3 things that you're super known for? Okay, so I'm known for success, like coaching people to greatness. I'm known for kind of being funny and really positive and inspiring. So my posts are only going to be about my personal brand. And I want you to really think of that. Like, you want to create a personal brand that is not confusing, that is brand specific. And that's what you're going to be posting about. And it's okay. Like, I'm known as being positive, I'm super into my family, and I'm a realtor. Like, that's okay. Like, that can be part of your personal brand. Okay. Another way to kind of get to your personal brand is you could think of what are the maybe top 5 things you really care about. Those are the things you're going to be posting about. So if we think about our friend's example, we think about if Phoebe had a Facebook page today, what would she post about? We can come up with some things. She might post about music. She might, share a new song she just created on the guitar. She would probably, she was very kind of anti-mainstream culture. So she might post political things. She would probably post inspirational quotes, right? Like Phoebe would have her own Facebook channel, right? Ross would post about dinosaurs. He would post about science. Right? These are the things that you're going to post about. Now, if we end up posting about all sorts of things, it gets confusing, right? So if we think about like Tony Robbins, he has lots and lots of businesses, but we're not confused about what Tony Robbins does. He stays in his lane, okay? Maybe he's invested in a widget making company, but we don't need to know about the widgets that he sells, right? We know that Tony Robbins is about personal growth and maximizing your potential, okay? This concept is one that I love and is super important. I want you to think about in your posts and your personal brand, you're selling the problem you solve, not the product. So you don't need to educate us again on the thing. You need to tell us why the others need the thing and what the thing is going to do for them. And that will become more clear. I'll give you some examples. Another great way of thinking about this is people don't buy information, they buy transformation. So instead of buy this drink, right? Do you want more energy? Do you want energy all day without a crash, without sugar, without, do you struggle with that? Would energy make you a better mom, right? Like they're buying a transformation. They don't really care they care what's in my drink, but they don't really care, okay? They create curiosity and then I'll tell them what's in my drink. But they want the transformation for themselves. I have a clothing stylist who's a client of mine. She's a professional stylist. People don't really care the name of the blouse that just came out for the spring, but do they want to get in front of their closet and instead of feeling like I have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear, how would it feel to be like, I love how I feel when I leave the house every morning? Like that's the transformation she's providing, right? Okay. I love this slide. It has a swear word in it, but it's funny. Okay. It's this. There's a person who's your potential customer on Facebook, and there's your product. This is maybe your service or your product. You are not selling your product. You're selling the awesome shit, rad shit that person can do because of your services product transformation. So I hope this makes sense. Okay. Gary Gander Vaynerchuk is one of the top entrepreneurs of our day, and whether or not you like his style or his language or whatever, he is really a pioneer in marketing online. And he has this book called Jab, Jab, Hook. And I love it because his whole philosophy of selling is what we've been talking about here. And we'll talk about how it relates to Facebook. But his whole philosophy is, if you think of a boxer, they're in the ring and they're dancing around and there's lots of, kind of dancing and jabbing. And every so often there's the hook. There's the big hook. This is how it works in selling. And what I mean by this is you want to add value, entertain, educate people, add value. And every so often there's a little bit of a hook, right? There's a little bit of every so often Erin's going to tell us about a coaching program she has or a Facebook bootcamp that I can be a part of. But Erin's not hooking every day. She's not selling every day. Erin is adding information, adding value, teaching us, blah, 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 jab, 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 jab. Every so often there's a hook. So here's the general rule for your Facebook posts. You could be posting once a day, at most twice a day, because the algorithm, if you post more than twice a day, you're going to get lost. No one's going to see your stuff anyway. So you can post, and by post, I mean a post or a Facebook Live. You could literally do a Facebook Live every day, and it's not too much. You don't have to start there. But for every post, for a week of posts, I want you to think of 6 of your posts are going to be the jabs, and every 7th is going to be a hook. If you're kind of on that ratio of adding value, entertaining, inspiring, and every 7th is information or prospecting, whether it's direct or kind of nonchalant about your business or what you have to offer, that's a really good ratio to be at. Your number one job, like Gary Vee says, on Facebook and in selling is to become a masterful storyteller. So instead of, let me sell you a home, let me hop on Facebook and tell you, I have got to tell you the story of this family. My passion is to put families in their dream homes. And I had this family, they never thought they could afford a home. It was their dream. Let me tell you about, Sally. She had this dream and she's been renting for 10 years. And I, you see what I'm saying? You're telling a story. Whenever you can, instead of giving information, tell a story about what you're trying to teach. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples of curiosity posts. And this was back months ago. For about 2 months, I was selling this weight loss coffee. And then I found another company that I didn't know existed, and I'm still drinking the coffee, but I sold $3,465 of coffee in 1 month from Facebook alone. Like, who would like to have that problem? Okay, it was great. I didn't once call someone and say, would you like to try my coffee? This is the power of curiosity posts, and it's not just available for products, it's available for your services. So this is not just MLM. This is how I enrolled 4 coaching clients in the last month from Facebook Lives, okay? So you can see from this post, when your coffee helps you lose 8 pounds in 3 weeks, you keep drinking it. Nowhere am I telling them what the name of the coffee is, okay? I got a slew of, 86 comments. That was the first day. 86 comments. What's in that coffee, right? I'm going to talk about how to convert all this into sales. This is my friend Brooke, and Brooke is in a luxury hair care business, and she's right. So when you wake up to more than $30,000 in team sales for the month, and you're like, oh, I guess this isn't a side gig anymore. Okay, I reached out to her. I was like, what is this hair stuff? And her husband, I'll show you this next post. I barely even recognized my husband when I saw him on the playback of our live stream today. I pulled up one of our videos to make sure I wasn't imagining things. Okay, my husband is losing his hair. So I called Brooke and I'm like, okay, give me this magic hair stuff. I bought it. I mean, if you can grow Garth's hair back, right, we will just bow down to you, right? I didn't need to know what it was called. I needed to know it didn't have any, awful toxins in it, but it doesn't. And so we bought the hair care stuff. That is a curiosity post. They have gone to the top of their company, never saying the name of their company. And I'll explain why. Okay, this was another one of my posts. I just wanted you to get a sense of creating curiosity, right? How do you like your coffee? I like mine to have a fat burner, appetite suppressant, not give me jitters, provide last line money, and make me money. Oh wait, I have that. Then you can use hashtags on Facebook to be fun. That's how I use them. Hashtags on Facebook really aren't used anymore for searchability functions. Those hashtags are super important on Instagram, but they're not super important on Facebook. They used to be, but they're not anymore. So you'll see when I have fun with them, like coffee that pays my bills, no one's going to type in coffee that pays my bills. They're going to type in weight loss and things will pop up. So you don't really have to use hashtags on Facebook, but this is how I would use hashtags on Facebook. Again, to be fun, to create curiosity, or to create that branding. So now I always use certain hashtags when I post about my coaching business. So I always use hashtag the psychology of greatness, hashtag on mission, hashtag Dr. Erin. And I just do that to get people kind of curious, know these things that I'm taking a stand for, but it's not for really searchability. So I hope that makes sense. This was huge. This one was huge. This was a little boomerang, you know, those ones where it just kind of 1 second and you move around. It's really fun. It's a free app. My Magic Coffee just paid my mortgage. So I had, you know, just made like thousands of dollars. And so that paints a picture like, what in the world, how is she selling this much coffee? Okay. Again, who here loves another? Okay. So this kind of post is, I want you thinking of using questions in your posts. This is a pro tip. Because the number one thing we want to do on Facebook these days is create engagement. Mark Zuckerberg has changed the rules, the owner of Facebook changed the rules in January, so we're a couple months in. And if you are not getting people to engage, not like, to engage, to comment on your posts, they're not going to be seen. So who here loves coffee, likes to be lean and trim? Comment me below. Okay, hashtag drink yourself skinny, right? That's just fun. It's just funny. Hashtag weight loss coffee. No one knew what the name of the company is. Here's the deal. You're going to have an opportunity to share the name of the company, but you're not going to have that opportunity if you give your leads away to Google. And what I mean by that is, if I put my link on here, guess what you all would do? You'd all go look on the link. And guess what that would cause? I would not get to have a conversation with you. And now I don't get to know, like, and trust you, and you don't get to know, like, and trust me, and I don't get to have a sales conversation, which really is, I want to get to know you, and I want to get to know what problem you have, and come in and solve that problem, which is what selling is. It's just serving. So if you have your links and everything all over, you're basically giving your leads to Google. And I want you to have your own leads. I want you to be able to create relationships with people. And that comes through conversations. So after these kind of posts, I'm going to teach you how to go over in a Facebook Messenger, and I'm going to say, oh, hey, you were interested in my coffee. Tell me, like, what are some of your weight loss goals? And they're going to tell me. And then I'm going to hook them up with whatever I know. Or I might have a post about growing a business, and I go, what are some of your goals in business? And then I can become their business coach if I can solve those problems, if we're a good fit. But I can't have any of those conversations if I don't even get the conversation started. So, I mean, all day long I had, what's this magic coffee you keep telling about? Tell me about this awesome coffee. One person was like, here's my credit card. Just take my credit card, right? It's a fun way to do business, okay? Another, I mean, you get the point. There's all the comments. What's this coffee? What coffee is this? Is it special? It just sold it all day long. Okay, this is what not to do. So what not to do, think about your company. You're not going to spread your company stuff all over. This was what the company gave us for the coffee. Again, no one is going to have a conversation with me if they go straight over to the coffee. They might be like, $59 for a box of coffee. Well, I haven't had a chance to educate you about what's in the coffee and how you're saving money because it's got vitamins and blah, 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 right? You get the point. Another way, I do not want to do an infomercial here on my Facebook post. I don't want to be like, here's my thing, right? We're not going to do that. Here's another curiosity post. Again, I'm wanting engagement in the comments. So you can do this with real estate, right? Think about how you can create posts. Who do you know that wants to get into their forever home? Drop if you want to learn. You think the market's saturated right now and there's nothing to buy? Drop a help below if you know someone who wants help, right? So here's a post. Raffle time, who wants to win? Drop I want to win in the comments and I'll message you how to enter. Okay. I think you're getting the point. You want to be try to be kind of entertaining. You kind of have to step up your game a little bit, and it gets easier. But this is a post I posted. The only shot I drink these days, it's like Botox in a bottle, and no alcohol was consumed in the making of this Facebook post. Okay, I sold hundreds of dollars of this collagen product. Hashtag Botox in a bottle. J-Lo will be jealous. You just kind of have fun with it. Another thing you can do is you can start, Facebook gives you these backgrounds. You'll find that at the bottom of when you're posting. If they're short enough, they will go into this cool little background. One of your posts, if you're thinking of 6 posts a week, start playing around and make one a question about about the problem you solve. So see how this question is, I'm a business developer and I can teach people how to make money on Facebook, and I got lots of responses about this, which started conversations. Here was another curiosity post. Guess how much my new business team did in sales in 2017? Closest guess wins my new cleanse product. People guessed, and then I went back in the comments. We have a winner. Okay. So I want you to think about teaching instead of selling. Again, jab, jab, hook, add value, teach, teach, teach. In this landscape, the person who teaches the most wins. I'll say that again. The person who teaches the most wins. Remember, you're the expert. Teach us what you know. You cannot give away too much value these days. It's not like the 80s and 90s. People can find information anywhere. Have them learn it from you. Okay? Show your clients transforming. Show the smiles on your clients' faces when you solve their problems. Tell the stories. Integrate the product in your business nonchalantly. And what I mean by that is, you can post something like the look on your client's face when their dreams come true. 30 homes in 12 months. I mean, you're creating this story like, oh, I know she's selling homes, but wow, like it's more than that, right? So your job is to educate us, sometimes inspire us, entertain us, sometimes inspire us, but add value, add value, add value. Okay. Whether you have your own success story or you need to borrow someone else's, share the transformation, share the growth. Okay, paint this picture. Yeah, too many Girl Scout cookies in my belly. Who knew it'd be this tough being a Scout mom? Thankfully, this new detox. It tells a story. Look at these people losing weight, okay? Tell the story of your clients succeeding, whatever business that is. Again, this is another example, just giving you lots of examples. Again, it's not just a before and after, right? It's creating some curiosity. How did she do this with no injections, no chemicals? Liquid gold. What is this? Okay. Another thing I want to talk about today is making sure your profile picture and your description on Facebook create curiosity and cause you to then have those conversations. Most people in the law of attraction marketing say your Facebook profile shouldn't give away the end of the movie. It shouldn't give away everything. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Although I think there are a lot of people on this call that I think it's okay to say I'm with a certain, company. I'll get more clear with you about that. Your profile picture, however, this is consistent for all of us. It should be you. It shouldn't be your dog. It shouldn't be, your family reunion and we don't know where she is. It should be you. I think it should be professional. And here's the thing. Keep it consistent and across social media platforms. And this is what I see all the time. People constantly changing their profile picture. They get a cute one, they get a new one. Oh, it's a new picture. Here's the problem with that. If you become the expert, you might become the expert in my head before I really remember your name. So I might see Terry Cole's picture and I may be like, she's that one with the white shirt, that really cool, it's got that white collar and she's got the amazing hair. and I can see it, but then you go and change your picture and I don't know where you went. Okay, so you want to keep your picture the same. Okay, so looking below my picture here is where you can go in and edit your intro. So you see I'm not having my links to my place where you can buy from me. It says I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur, coach, speaker, psychologist, author, obsessed with greatness. So that is your brand. So people splatter this with all their stuff. There's no need to have a conversation. So here's some examples. People cannot figure out what company these people are at. They're unstoppable. Live your dream. Connect here. That connect here is her Facebook business page. So you could, on your personal page, you could add your link to your business page right there. That's an idea for a lot of you. Do you see that? Look at John Melton's. I help coachable entrepreneurs create freedom by leveraging social media using duplicatable methods. Okay, he's at the top of a network marketing company. We have no idea which one, and we're going to keep it that way. We're going to create curiosity. Okay, so I just want to end by saying for these purposes, I want you to think of selling as just an opportunity to help people change their lives by exchanging their money for your services, skills, solutions, ideas, and to really think I'm open to receive and my ideal client is going to find me easily. Okay, so I would love to open it up for questions. Let's help you all. Where is my screen share? Oh, there. Okay. Who has questions?
I'm trying to think of my question here. Dr. Aaron, this is Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Hi. So I'm really trying to come to terms with what I'm selling product-wise for the company I work for. And I do have a business page that the company has set up for us as well, in which I do not touch it. I don't want to touch it. I haven't even wanted to use it because I don't want the negativity that comes with it based on the business that we're in, insurance. So how do I wrap my head around? I don't want to do the connection between, oh, here's my personal Facebook page, click here. I don't want to do that. But how do I promote my services and really try to keep that negativity off there that can occur?
Okay, awesome. Thanks for your question, Diana. And you're going to help so many people because I'm going to walk you through a process here. So this is how I think. First and foremost, what is the problem you solve? What is your ideal client's biggest pain point? What keeps them up at night? What would they give you a credit card if you could solve for them? Now that's a question for all of you.
Okay, so you want my answer?
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I can, that I sell on is budget protection. It's the future problems that will occur. We just help them manage their budget and not have a major cash expenditure in the future. So peace of mind in that regard, to pay for the home warranty, to get a home warranty. It's just eliminating future budget issues.
Okay. Thank you, Diana. So that you can start creating, I would suggest you create this on your personal page, as most everyone's going to do, and I'll tell you why. But this is part of your personal brand. You help people pack their parachute.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, we save them.
Yeah. You prepare for impact.
Okay.
So what you want to do every so often on your personal page is you want to start telling us that this is what you do for a living. Like this, this can become part of your personal brand. Your passion is helping people pack their parachutes, helping people prepare for impact, helping people reducing, their anxiety of having future problems, right? I mean, that could be even part of your intro. Like I help people. My passion, my mission is helping people pack their parachute or whatever. We can work on that, Diana, together. But that's part of your personal brand. And you could easily then get on there and start telling stories of how you helped someone, how you saved someone from that, how you saw someone who didn't have their parachute packed. How, I have a financial planner as a client, and she was just with her dying father, and she was on a Facebook Live talking about, like, this is why I do what I do. I don't want you to be in the situation that he was in. Like, that tells me an interesting story of why the heck should I care about financial planning? That's a very different way to present it versus, I am a financial planner. Come work with me, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, Diana, start every so often putting this into your posts so people know this is what you're about. People are going to be attracted to you over it. People are going to know, I know that Diana, she does that. Diana does that. People don't care who you're doing it with. They don't care what company you're with. Diana does that. She's my go-to for that.
Okay.
Good?
Good.
Okay. Great question. And everyone, we can use the Facebook group, and you can contact me in between our calls as you're creating and thinking about the stuff we're working on each week. Okay, so don't wait till the next call. You can, this is what I'm thinking for my personal brand, or I went and asked 3 people and they said this. So, and we're going to help you all create posts around that personal brand.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you recommend a daily post and jab, 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 hook, that sequence. So if we, do that starting this week, what do we do after the 7 days? Do we continue every day, a post, a post, a post?
Yeah, you'll just repeat. Yep.
Okay.
To infinity and beyond.
Okay.
Repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yep.
Okay.
Dr. Aaron, when you say a hook, what do you mean by that? Like asking for business, or?
Yeah, it's either a nonchalant way of asking for business, or it's pretty direct. So for 6 days, I might be talking about the principles of greatness, and on day 7, oh my gosh, let me tell you about my Facebook bootcamp that's coming up, and let me tell you 3 tips for Facebook, but you're going to want to learn way more, so sign up for my Facebook bootcamp. I'll drop the link below. That's more of a very specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and do you recommend these to be live videos?
You cannot go wrong by doing live videos. So
Okay.
If you just want to maximize, you would do 7 live videos a week. Okay. Videos are seen more, way more. They get more eyes on you. So if you want to go faster and not waste your time, you cannot do enough live videos. You could do one every day.
Should you have a tagline to the video?
Yes, we're going to talk about that next week, but you should always have a very, very catchy title. You want to give people a reason to stop and click. And we'll talk about what those are, but 3 ways to how I overcame blank. Let me tell you the number 1 thing I learned watching the Olympics, and how it relates to you, a very catchy title. And then you can even put a little content in your title under that if you want. Like, let me tell you the 5 things I'm learning at this conference, But yeah, you want to have a catchy title.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what's ideal is Facebook Live. The algorithm loves it. Your stuff will be seen. You might think, oh my God, is everyone going to get sick of me? No, no one's going to see you. So don't even worry about it. Just kidding. They will start seeing you, but
Aaron,
yeah.
Aaron, I've got a question. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Hey, yeah, this Facebook, how do you say it again?
Algorithm.
My question, I guess, and I only popped on at the very end, so I didn't get, so I'm assuming you're recording this. So
yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't able to get on at the beginning. So I keep hearing about this. And so basically, if you're not making comments, then people aren't, so I'm wondering if that's why I'm not seeing a lot of friends, you know, and you're seeing the same people over and over again.
Yep.
And so it's not about liking, it's about making a comment.
Yes. So let me give you a teaser overview of in general of how we're going to help out the algorithm. Okay. So Mark Zuckerberg, he's like, wait a minute, I didn't create Facebook to be a free business marketing platform. I don't want you all growing your businesses on Facebook for free. Facebook was supposed to be like AOL, what was it called?
We're talking about like
MySpace. It was supposed to be like those chat rooms. Facebook was supposed to be where you found out what your friends were up to and you made relationships and friendships. So he is rewarding real connections and relationships and trying to only let us build our businesses if we pay for ads. So the way we work around all this is we create engagement and connections. So what used to be how many likes you got used to change that, make your algorithm make you see more, isn't. So you actually don't even want to go and like, because one, I don't know how, but the algorithm says you're just a spamming little liker, like a spamming little robot. You're just going and doing that. They don't like that. But you're going to want to get engagement in your comments. That tells Facebook, oh, they really are friends. The second way you're going to do it is, and so now in your comments, we not only need to comment, like drop the word yes below if you like what I'm saying, you then want to go and comment on someone's yes and say, thanks, Christine, for watching. What did you like about it? And you want to start, what's new with the kids? Like you literally have to have these conversations in the comments now. Second, you need to go over to Facebook Messenger and follow up with all of your comments there. So every comment you get is now going to be known as what we call a lead. So every like, every comment is a lead. So the way you turn your leads into business is you go over to Facebook Messenger and you follow up on your leads, your likes or your comments, and I'll teach you this in the next couple of weeks. But Facebook Messenger then tells Facebook you really are friends. And they are going to start showing your stuff to those people that you're chatting with, literally like an AOL chat room over in Facebook Messenger.
So the other question I have is, you know, when you post something on Facebook, you can either post it to where it's just friends or you can post it to public. So is it, you know, a good idea to like, you know, post it to public?
Yes.
And, okay.
I would turn it all to public, everybody. Unless you've got some, you know, privacy issues that you need to, you know, honor in yourself, I would do public so that your reach is farther. Okay. Great questions. So Messenger's your secret sauce.
So comment on the public or friends. I just tested something recently and I was public. And then I just changed it to friends. And I realized that my count and my comments really reduced, even though the friends hasn't changed. And some of my friends were commented quite a bit. We had a lot of dialogue going on, but it seemed like it changed since I shifted to friends from public. Any comment on that?
I don't know, Terry. Sorry. It's just there's so many hundreds of thousands of things that are feeding the algorithm. And it could be that the same people are commenting, you know, and so you can get in that problem too, where it's just, I got the same 5 friends always commenting on my stuff and we're all seeing each other's stuff, but I'm not seeing any new people's stuff. I'm not seeing prospects. So there are ways to create lists, and this is advanced technique, but in your friends, there are ways to create lists that are your prospect. You can call, like in your own mind, you can know those are prospects. Like I might want to post something about my business that only my prospects are going to see so that it doesn't get diluted by the same friends that are always commenting on it, so to speak. Right. So there's ways to do that. There's ways to post just to your current clients. Like there's ways to create a list of just Reno people so that my post, if I'm having an event in Reno, people in New York City don't necessarily need to see it, right? So there's ways to create lists for your posts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Erin,
Yeah.
is there a time of day that the posts are more effective?
Great question.
Great
No,
question.
there's not necessarily. And what I say is, it depends on your ideal client. That is the thing you want to think of the most. So if I am trying to capture corporate women leaving their job to get home, I'm not going to post during the day when they're at work. So I'm going to play around and experiment. And I want you to just really just start playing around, and you will find your sweet spots. So there's not a sweet spot necessarily, but there's a sweet spot for your viewers. And it's trial and error, and it doesn't really matter. Done is better than none, but you will definitely start to toy around with it and find, 6 o'clock, they're all hopping on, or Sunday night, they are just hanging out. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I think I might have asked this question another time. So, I have my Facebook page and I have all my regular Facebook friends. Once you introduce this concept, do you still, I guess I'm wondering, like, what happens to your regular Facebook friends? Are they still there? Do you still have your regular posts that you kind of interact with your Facebook friends, or do they go away?
They're always there. They're just, I don't know if I'm answering the question you're asking, Dawn, but they're always there. They just aren't necessarily seeing your stuff.
No, I think what I was talking more about my posts. Like, say I'm going after these other kind of posts that I'm supposed to be working on. Do I get rid of? Do I stop with my everyday? Like, yesterday I posted a picture of myself and my husband at a wedding. Just ordinary posts.
Great question. So when you think of those kind of posts, I want you just to think of, how can I rein it into my brand? So I still post about my family, and like that part of that is part of the brand of I'm fun, and it's totally okay, Dawn. But there are ways to get creative and to think of, how can I rein this in a little bit brand specific? And sometimes it works and sometimes it's not. But it's okay sometimes to give a snapshot of your life, because it's probably your brand. You're who you love, and your family and your friends, and that's part of your brand probably. So it's okay. You're not going to get a lot of traction. You're not going to get comments when you just like, look at what I'm doing. If I post one today that's like, just what a beautiful day outside, like, it's not going to get any traction. So I'm always thinking of, how do I get some traction? But it's okay. It's just not super effective for the algorithm.
For the algorithm to somehow reach out beyond your regular friends.
You could post about your husband and then create a question that gets engagement. So that's just just start like asking questions. Just try to get engagement.
The goal is really to eventually reach out beyond that group of friends that are always there, liking somehow or another.
Yep.
How do you reach out beyond them if they're not, if nobody's sharing? How does it ever?
You go to Facebook Messenger. So if I made a new friend in a group that I'm in, I'm going to go over to Facebook Messenger and say, oh my gosh, you're doing some amazing things in the world. Like, tell me more about you. I can't wait to get to know you. And you start playing like tag you're it. Like it is like a coffee chat with a stranger. Like, you have to foster those relationships you have to comment on their stuff. That's another way to do it. So I would spend a couple minutes scrolling through people who are prospects or people you want to get to know, and start commenting on their stuff. That's also going to increase your visibility in the algorithm.
As far, yeah, because
Like, we have to tend to these
we have to
relationships.
get out there. Yeah, we have to. This isn't going to work if it's just the same 50 people that see me all the time.
Well, you'll change who sees you if you do what we're saying. Yeah, if you do what we're teaching you.
Little by little, it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Yep. Good.
So, Erin, I have another question. This is Diana. So, if we're posting something, business related, because we're trying to build our leads, how much is too much to post personally? Like one post, or every other day post something personally, or in that regard? How do we blend them? What's too much?
Oh, well. Again, you want to kind of stick to that 1-to-7 ratio, 1 to 6, one for every 6, of a real direct one. But you can paint the picture. I don't know. I would say half. I'm kind of making stuff up right now, but there are many posts where I'm kind of painting the picture of my business, but it's through my lifestyle. That's the key. Show us and tell us a story about your lifestyle. If you're at a conference building yourself, growing yourself, that's kind of a business post, but it's not a direct business post. Does that make sense?
Okay. It does.
Okay, good. So I'm at this conference, I'm learning this. What's your top, thing you've learned this week for personal growth? Like, finding a way to bring it in, but it's painting a picture like, wow, Diana's on the move. Like, wow, she is always growing herself. That's so interesting. I want to be like Diana. She's a real leader. It's going to paint a picture.
Okay.
Yeah. Great questions, everybody. Anyone else before we wrap up?
Do you respond to every friend request?
Oh gosh, no. But I do make sure they have a profile picture before I'll even look. But no, then I know there are hundreds sitting in my thing. But and I don't say that to be like I'm so popular, but I don't have time to keep up with it all. But I do, if I accept, I only accept by first scrolling through their stuff for 1 to 3 minutes and figuring out if they're, someone that's I want in my life. And then I always go to Facebook Messenger and say, thanks for your friend request. I just accepted it. Tell me a little bit about what you do. It looks like we have these friends in common. Like, I am on it. You got to take time to work these relationships. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Here's a pro tip. Here's something you could start today is everyone that has a birthday every day, instead of commenting on their feed, go over to Facebook Messenger. If it's someone like you want to start, changing the algorithm, right? Every day, go over and do your birthdays each day and go and give them a private message in Facebook Messenger.
Okay, and then they'll start showing up in your feed and vice versa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It will help. There are hundreds of thousands of pieces in the algorithm, right? It will help.
Okay.
But not if they're like your friends, Dawn, and you don't want them all to be seeing if it's the same people, you can just go and like or comment on their post. Do whatever's authentic in your heart, but you get the point, right? If you want to change the algorithm, go over to Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
When will your Zoom be available to I'm going
to go probably a half hour.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Feel free to be in contact, ask questions, use the group. I'll see you next Monday at noon. We'll talk about Facebook Lives.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.